going on to the hards. Taylor, does he go back for a move on Rollins? He waits. I tell you, Adam Lee is not going to be too far behind these boys either. Only about... See as he comes out of the pit lane. Does he beat the Ferrari? No, he has to wait. But he is one stopping. And he's about... doing quick math here. About 13 and a half seconds back, 14 seconds back here, which is within the pit stop window. Like I said, they're going to be on fresher tires at the end, so he needs to make up time now. See this train right here, Taylor, Rollins. Oh, as you see, Rollins lagging a little bit there. See if he can go for a move. The straight, you see Silk Weaver. It's been going very long on them hards. It's actually going to benefit Rollins because he's going to get DRS. As you see, Non-Ripe's in the pits actually exiting right now. Does he come out in front of Adam Lee? I'm pretty confident he will. See Metz Andre on the inside of DaCosta. Makes the move work. And Adam Lee is just going to come out in front. Or sorry, Non-Ripe's just going to come out in front of Adam Lee and Metz Guido. So we've got a problem sector 2, and it is Weiser Square. Unfortunate for him. You still got a battle for P6. DaCosta and Metz Andre. Right in front of, just a few seconds up the road from Non-Ripe and Adam Lee. Going back to the front, though. Can Livid get around Silkweaver? He's lost a bit of time here. It's a big old tank slapper. Met's face takes waiting in the rinks. Oh, he might make it a double move here. Oh, he had to back out of it just a bit. Use an overtake. Going beside him. Gonna make it work as Silkweaver. Oh, he backs out of it smartly. Because he's only got about 2 more laps, I'd say, on those tires. Taylor and Rollins. Taylor closing. Let's go back to P8 momentarily. You got that battle for the, I want to say net P2, potentially. Between Non-Ripe and Adam Lee. Now going back to the front, you got Taylor closing in once again. Rollins looks very vulnerable right now. I expect the mediums to be in a very good temperature right now, but people have been running very low tire pressures. So they could be starting to struggle a little bit. Taylor obviously on the hard tire. See if Taylor can make a move right here. He's got a little bit of ERS to play with. Mostly sticking to the DRS here. Side by side. And he makes it work. Can Rollins come back at him though? Did not get a good exit at all. I think Rollins is going to have to concede. He's going to be pitting, I'd say, in about 3 laps or so. Livid hanging on to the back of Met's face taste. Adam Lee and Non-Ripe still slugging it out for P8. Rapidly closing in on Met's Andre for P7. See if the McLaren goes for it here. No. It's one of those moves where if you can pull a cheeky move, it's worth it, but you've got to stick with it. You can't half-heartedly make the move. Same with to the downhill left-hander, but a little bit too far back. Everybody's been pretty clean so far this race. It's good to see. And Met's face taste has gotten around Livid Opossum, which we saw a couple laps ago, but now he is closing up to the back of Rollins. These guys are on the 2-stop. So this is for effective, I'd say probably P4 here. Maybe P5. I'd say P4. See if Face Taste can go for a move on Rollins. Rollins does not have hardly any RS. Same with Face Taste. Does he send it? No. Being good at it here might be worth it, but remember, Rollins does have DRS on Taylor. He's just going to have to sit there. And both Non-Ripe and Adam Lee have gotten past Mets Guido, and they are closing in on the front guys. Only about 11.5 seconds now off of Taylor, who I'd say they're battling. Because Taylor's on, he's the only driver else on hards that's within the top 7 or 8. You got Joe there in P10 who half spun it earlier. Fluky 4 on the hards as well. Let's see how many people can jump the 2-stoppers and if the 2-stoppers can possibly come back at the end. But in the meantime, we've got an absolutely phenomenal race at the front. Rollins just keeping in touch. And Face Taste ready to pounce. Oh, he got a very bad apex there. Very bad. And Rollins is going to short pit. He's going to do the undercut. And let's see where he comes out. It's going to be key to see how far he comes out behind Non-Ripe and Adam Lee. See what the delta difference is currently between the 2-stop and the 1-stop. Going on to the mediums. Let's see how far back he's going to be. Mets Guido also pitting for his second stop. And it appears he's going to come out about 10 seconds behind those guys. About maybe 10.5. Yeah, about 10.5. Actually, it's growing a little bit. About 11 seconds. 10.5 to 11 seconds behind the 1-stoppers. So that means he's going to gain about a second a lap. A tall feat to have a crack at this win. Non-Ripe and Adam Lee still slugging it out here. Everybody's sort of spaced out a little bit. They're still semi-close up at the front, but I don't think Face Taste is close enough to go for a move just yet. Remember, if I'm Taylor right here, I'm saving the tires because I know Non-Ripe and Adam Lee are closing. Knocked it down to about 11 seconds now. But I don't think that'll be enough. I think Adam Lee and Non-Ripe are just worried about the other 2-stoppers because if they can pull off a podium, it'll be great. Face Taste, though, in the meantime, closing in on Taylor. Getting to a point in the race where if you're on a wheel, arms getting a little bit tired. You're so mentally focused in these races. It's so hard to describe. It's got Adam Lee going up the inside of Non-Ripe. They're side by side, wheel to wheel. Oh, and Adam Lee gives. These guys absolutely dog fighting it out. See which one prevails. I think this is for net P2. I think it is. Assuming they can stay ahead of the two-stop runners. Got a yellow flag briefly through Sector 2. That's Face Taste once again closing in on Taylor. I think he'd pit this lap. Surely he would. No, he's not. But he is closing in on Taylor. Peeks out to get his braking marker. You see Silkweaver now pitting as Rollins sets the fastest lap of the race. That's got to be making Adam Lee and Non-Ripe a little bit nervous. He's already taken out over 2 seconds on those guys. They need to stop battling and work together here. Silkweaver coming out 3 wide between the Haas and the Ferrari. That's SSR Joe and Metz Andre. Good battles back here in the edge of the points. And Silkweaver's actually gone to the softs. He's going to have to take him 10 laps. It's going to be a little bit of a tall order. I'd only want to take him at most about 7 or 8, but hey, whatever works for you. And Adam Lee and Non-Ripe continue to battle it out. They've got to be careful because Rollins is making huge inroads on them currently. They've got to be able to settle down here because it's going to be about 5 or 6 laps. It's going to be until the final 3 or 4 laps of the race until the tires sort of level out. Another local yellow through Sector 3, and it appears a Ferrari is off, and it's Mezquito. This takes him out of the points. Heartbreaker. And here we go. Like I said, your podium positions currently are, now that the 2 stoppers have pitted, are Taylor, Non-Ripe, and Adam Lee. The first of those is Rollins, and you saw how much he gained on Face Taste by pitting just 2 laps earlier. He gained nearly 2.5 seconds. He has got 8.5 laps to get back on the podium as Adam Lee and Non-Ripe slug it out here for P2. Also want to point out you got Joe and Metz Andre battling back here for P7. Gap to Taylor is 14.5 seconds. It looks like Taylor is sort of in command here. As long as he can hold on to them tires, he's going to be taking about 3 or 4 laps longer than I'd like to. But he does have 14.5 seconds to play with here. And as these two continue to battle, Rollins takes another second out of these guys. Gotta be careful. Gotta understand it's better for the greater good of the both of them to sort of fall in line here instead of battling it out. But it's so hard to do as racer because, you know, you understand you got somebody closing behind you, but you want the spot. You want to be able to get around the guy directly in front of you. You gotta think big picture. And both of these guys did start on mediums, actually, outside the top 10. And look at them, they're both in really good positions for podiums. Don't know about the penalties, though. I've seen a couple get penalties. I think Rollins might have gotten a penalty earlier. Maybe even, I think Mezquito as well. He was sitting, oh, wait, no, he actually fell down to P13. So it's going to be really interesting to see how penalties play a factor as well. See Adam Lee. Does he go for the move? Faceface has actually gotten around Rollins somehow. Wow. Faceface pitted for the softs. And Faceface is closing. So he is closing like a jackrabbit on the Sahara Desert. Gap only 5 seconds here, but remember, he's only been on him 1 lap. They'll die in about 4 laps or so. But can he reach him in that time? It's going to be very interesting at the end of this race. He can see him, who the podium finishers are, and who the top 5 is going to be. Something's happened to Rollins. Rollins is DNF'd. Let's see. Oh, virtual safety car. A virtual safety car. And I tell you, this might hurt Faceface. This might hurt him. But it could be a benefit as well. If this is a long one that lasts nearly a lap, it could hurt him. But it's also going to cool down his tires. There we go. Virtual safety car has been lifted. You got Adam Lee and Non-Ripe continue to battle it out. Faceface has taken another second out of him. Wow. I don't think these guys will be able to get back around him if Faceface gets him by the end of this race. Adam Lee up the inside into turn 1. Oh, he overcooked it. Non-Ripe gets back around. And you got Faceface and Opossum also on the softs closing. Coming to just 5 laps to go. Faceface can see Adam Lee. He's within a second. He's got Livid Opossum right behind him as well. Oh, you could see Faceface and Opossum get on the podium. I did not expect them to take the mediums that long in the second stint to go on softs at the end. From what I've been hearing, everybody's doing soft, medium, medium. Yellow flag, sector 2. It appears that might be fluky. Yeah, it looks like it's fluky. He's sitting right at the edge of the point, so he needs to get that thing turned around. Got Faceface going up the inside of Adam Lee. Adam Lee is seeing a podium slip away from his grasp. Now can Faceface go and run down Non-Ripe? Probably going to have to wait till the back straight here. Got Opossum closing up within a second of Adam Lee as well. Faceface is right there. Doesn't have as much ERS to play with though. On the back straight. Turn her up. Turn the wick up and see what you can do. Does he send it? No, he doesn't. Livid waiting right behind Adam Lee as well. Could we see Faceface get around Non-Ripe here on the front stretch? Can we see Livid get around Adam Lee? As Livid gets a penalty, He gets a 3-second penalty. That could cost him a podium. Penalties will play a factor. Here comes Face Taste. He makes the move. And Opossum not able to get around Adam Lee. The longer it takes him, the harder it will be. Now Non-Right, I'm sure he knows that Livid back there probably has a penalty. So he knows if he can just hold on to this spot and stay within 3 seconds for the next couple laps, he has a good shot at a podium. Fluky gets a 5-second penalty. He was sitting at the edge of the points. Now he's had to make a stop. Non-Right trying to scoot away here. It's like Livid has sort of used up his stuff here. As Taylor still with a commanding lead of 16 seconds currently. Non-Right gets out of a second. It's like if Adam Lee does get DRS, I don't think he will. Nope, he won't. He is going to have to thin out Livid though. Livid has 3 laps to get a 3-second margin if he wants to get a podium. Sends it up the inside very late on the brakes. Not able to do it. Adam Lee surges ahead, but Livid gets a very good exit. DRS engaged. Does he send it up the inside? No. Livid being very tentative. Yeah, Livid has got to go for a more aggressive move. Silkweaver actually closing on the back of Metz Andre also as well. And his teammate, Metz Guido, trying to close in on Booster for the final point. Booster sitting inside the points. Good run for him. Livid goes up the inside of Adam. Adam tries to switch back. They're side by side through the right-hander. Oh, neither of them. Oh, they touch. They make contact. No. Livid. How could you? Oh, Adam is going to be absolutely heartbroken. That's going to drop him back. He's still in P5, but I don't know if he'll be able to hold on for another 2 laps. Oh, gutted for Adam. He just got shoved off the track. I'm not sure if Livid got loose or they just got made a little bit of contact, or if Adam maybe squeezed him a bit, but oh no, that's not what you'd like to see. Now Livid's pretty much guaranteed a P4 at least. But you've got a 3-way fight now for P5. Heading back to P10 here, we do have a battle for the final point paying position. And Metz Guido does the switchback. He does the switchback. They're side by side on the penultimate lap for the final point. Weiser Square has spun around and gets another penalty, and today has not been good for him. And Guido moves up into the points. Oh, Joe! What has happened to Joe? Oh, he loses it. That's going to drop him back to P9. My, oh my. Mayhem at the end of this race. Got Groggy and Fluky battling out for P12. Even though it's outside the points, pretty good battle going on. Silkware trying to get back in Matt's Andre, but he might have used up his stuff. Remember, he is on the softs. Andre on the mediums. As we close in on the final lap, Taylor only has to do one more lap, and he gets redemption from last week. I spoke to him after the race last week. He was so disappointed. He knew he had a good shot at winning, so we've got it looks like Weiser Square on the front stretch very slowly. Taylor was very disappointed at the end of last week's race. Thought he had a really good shot at a win. Had to settle for a podium. Knew his chances were good coming to Bahrain. It's one of his better tracks. He's only got to negotiate half a lap, and he will get redemption. He will get the victory if he holds on. Get Metz Andre closing on the back of Adam Lee. This will be an interesting scrap to see as well. It's going to be close, see if he can get him on either of the back stretches. Go Taylor. He has one more corner to execute. He's done the alt strat. Soft to hards. And it has worked for him. Taylor Clan is going to come home and score the victory in BRL Tier 3. Still got a battle raging for P5. The McLaren of Adam Lee wants to get back into P5. He lost it to Metz Andre. Metz Face Taste comes on P2. Can Non-Ripe hold on to P3? For the time being, round the final corner. Metz Andre and Adam Lee. Who ends up with P5? Metz Andre, then Adam Lee, his teammate Silkweaver, P7. DaCosta in the Red Bull P8. SS Joe with a disappointing race is going to come home P9. And Metz Guido, the other Ferrari, comes around the final corner, and he is going to be our final points-paying positioner. And already controversy after the race with Adam Lee and Livid Opossum. I wish they were in the podium spot so we could talk to him about it. But drama at the end here. See some sportsmanship between Adam Lee and Non-Ripe. Battling it out throughout the race. Sure to talk to Non-Ripe about that. But wow. Non-Ripe gets driver of the day. I've got to say, driver of the day to Non-Ripe as well. He came from outside the top 10 in qualifying, started on the mediums, and brings it home with a solid podium. And there is your podium drivers. Taylor's avatar taking a selfie. Remember, don't text and drive, kids. Doing the Lando Norris champagne smash. Taylor wins it. P2. For P2 for Face Taste. Another solid run. This should put him, I think it's going to be very close in the championship between him and Taylor. Like I said, Non-Ripe P3, Livid with a bit of a mistake there at the end. It's going to be interesting to see what goes on with the stewards between him and Adam Lee. That's Andre, the lead Ferrari, P5. Adam Lee in the McLaren with his teammate Silkweaver, P7. DaCosta in the Red Bull, solid P8. Joe, he's got to be disappointed after that run. Looked like he could have won. Ends up P9. Metz Guido rounds out the top 10 in the Ferrari. And outside the points, unfortunately, is going to be Booster, Fluky 4, Groggy, Weiser Square with a bunch of trouble there. And then Rollins and Marlin. And Metz Guido also with the fastest lap. And let's get our podium finishers in here. As we get them in here. All right. Be sure, everybody, to please include your audio so that we make sure that you are heard. Taylor, got your audio included. Non-ripe, got your audio included.
Yep.
Face Taste, got your audio included. We got you. We got you. All right. So let's talk to our third place driver, non-ripe. It was a heck of a battle all day between you and Adam Lee. Both of y'all started outside the top 10, chose to do the medium to hard strategy, the one stopper, and it worked out at the end for you. You ended up with P3. It looks like Adam Lee was going to get a podium until there at the end when Face Taste came trucking along, and then Opossum and him made contact. But I tell you, it was great battling all day, it seemed like, between you and him. And then at the end, you were able to bring it home with a solid podium. Tell us about your drive.
Yeah, I wanted to start on mediums and decided just to do it because I know it's the better strategy. And I had a pretty good start. Got from P15 to P9 at the start, then just drove a race and tried to keep my pace. And then, yeah, I had a very long battle with the McLaren. Um, Always try to save my ERS and deploy it right. I had one moment where I forgot to deploy it. Then he had a chance to go on the inside, but I luckily defended it. Yeah, and in the end, uh, Festas was just too fast on the softs, and I didn't fight it because there was no point. But I'm very happy with the drive. Podium. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great drive indeed. But talking about that, did you expect Face Taste and Opossum to stop for sauce at the end, or did you expect them to just do medium medium to the end?
No, no, I was sure they would stop again because they had to. You gotta use two different tire compounds, so um, I knew they were on two stop. And yeah, but I just thought I do my own race and see what's gonna happen, and it worked out in the end.
Absolutely, it did work out indeed. And I tell you, it was a big surprise for me to see him just come barreling in there at the end on the sauce. I expected them to do soft, medium, medium, but like you said at the end, they did soft, medium, soft, which was a little bit interesting. But let's talk. And speaking of that, let's talk to our second place driver who did in fact do soft, medium, soft instead of the more traditional soft, medium, medium. That's Face Taste. I'd say you were right up there in the top five, though, even before pit stops, and you were able to charge back through there at the end. Is there a reason you decided to do soft, medium, sauce? Was your tire wear that good, or tell us about your race? Yeah, absolutely. Another phenomenal race by you. I think this actually puts you into the lead of the driver standings as well. So very excellent for you. Uh, Good race for you. Able to, like I said, you were able to just go really fast there at the end on the softs. But now let's move on to our top person on the podium. Taylor, you finally get redemption from last week. How does it feel? I tell you, you're still able to make it work, even with the being kicked out and being getting back in. You were still able to make the soft to hard strategy work, which we saw a little bit of that in tier one and two, and you were able to make it work perfectly today. So great tire strategy by you and tire wear maintenance to be able to make sure that you didn't have a puncture at their end. But what I talked to you at the end of last race, you were so disappointed that you had to sort of concede a win and just take home a podium. What does this win mean to you? Do you think you've got a solid chance at the championship? Absolutely right. And congratulations to all of our podium finishers. Non-white finishing P3, Met's Face Taste P2, and Taylor Clan getting the win. That's going to wrap us up here, ladies and gentlemen, for BRL Tier 3 at the Bahrain International Circuit, round 2 of the season. Just before we go, we got to give a shout out to all of our affiliates who helped make this possible. Got to give a shout out to GT Racing US for the best gaming shares on the market. Be sure to give a shout out to Gamer Grind Co. If you want coffee that keeps you energized and keep you going, get Gamer Grind Co. The Rogue Energy. When you're sweating in the sim, you need some energy to keep you going. Rogue Energy does so all day long. Teespring, it's how we get our new merch for BRL. I know I've got mine. You better get yours. And Into the AM, some slick apparel that keeps you stylish all summer long. That's going to be it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for tuning in. I think we hit 28 viewers at one time. We apologize for the pauses. We apologize for the black screen halfway through the race. Hopefully we got it fixed and gave you all a good show. See you next week when we go to the brand new Vietnam circuit. And oh boy, some of us are really looking forward to that and some of us are dreading it. But be sure to tune in next week. We're out. Thank you.